Right guys, a quick off-the-cuff video here about some deranged MPs and of course Twitter that has decided to jump on the Napier Barracks bandwagon demanding they get 4-star hotels or a nice new house at the taxpayers' expense. I'm sure it will surprise none of you that those involved in this are all a bunch of Remainer FPBE tosspots that wouldn't know their arsehole from their earhole when it comes to what is good for this country or not. As you know, they was against you on Brexit, and yet again they stand against you when it comes to illegal economic migrants floating over the channel almost daily. And not only do they want them to stay, but they also want them put up in the Ritz or something, because to start off we had Caroline Lucas, Green Party MP for Brighton and their only MP, though to be honest the Tory party under Boris Johnson could well be called the Green Party at this point, with his lunatic green agenda that will cost us $3 trillion by 2050 or £100,000 per household in the UK. She of course stands in solidarity with people that have no right to be here but not with the people of this country, as is true with most politicians. She does not seem to care in the slightest that these people have committed a crime entering the UK and possibly multiple crimes in the EU that she loves so much, because here she is defending them, hoping no doubt to get them all living in Brighton and voting for her, or simply virtue signalling on Twitter as she is rather irrelevant, let's be honest. But next up we had John McDonnell, sidekick to the Corbynated chicken and certified Marxist tosspot the country wouldn't piss on if he was on fire. He said 250 asylum seekers are being housed in totally unsuitable accommodation in Napier Barracks in Folkestone, Kent. I support the call for the closure of this camp, #StandWithNapier. Yeah, I stand with the people of Napier in kicking these people out the fucking country, how about that? Now obviously I do agree that they should close the camp to migrants, but where we differ is I think they should all be sent back home, not to an EU country, back to their home, return to fucking sender as they say. Of course, old MacDonald here wants them moved in next to you while he lives in his nice little gated community surrounded by more shitweasels like himself. Obviously, he's a Labour MP though, so we knew what side of the debate he would be on, but calling them out is still required. Now naturally, a few other smaller groups jumped on the bandwagon as you can see on the screen, but this Napier and Stand With Napier hashtags have not taken off like the tosspots had hoped. As you can see, they actually have very few likes, very few retweets when you consider these are coming from blue checkmark accounts. But naturally, it did bring about a few responses back to these idiots obviously calling them out. NeoGB said, as they're all engineers, doctors, nurses, scientists, designers and builders, perhaps they could use their valuable skills to make Napier a better place, rather than burning the fucking place down. Labour always on the side of scum. Well said there, Neo. Labour are always on the side of scum though, because they literally are scum. Of course, we knew that they're not doctors, engineers or anything like that. They are freeloading fuckpigs spurred on by tosspots like these MPs and many others. We also had Paul Curtis, who called out Caroline Lucas for the shameful opportunist that she is, and said these migrants should be on their knees begging for our forgiveness at their ingratitude, which is partly right. Caroline Lucas is a shameful opportunist, but these people should not be begging our forgiveness. They should just jump back in the small boat that brought them here and float back home on it. Shit, I don't even mind if the UK government starts paying for the flights for them. The way I see it is just get them gone. That is the only thing that they need to do. Go home and sort out your own fucking country instead of coming here and cocking up ours. And you know what? They can actually take all these Britain-hating MPs and lefty spunk trumpets screaming about them staying here, and how giving them everything for free is still evil and cruel. All this, of course, while veterans and Brits in general sleep on the streets, struggle to support themselves or commit suicide with no help from any cunt. You know what? These MPs can really fuck off the low-life scumbags. In my mind, they're 10 times worse than the illegal immigrants themselves.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors, slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires, and that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going, and we are glad to be going. We're off.